Hi, everyone. Welcome to the very first Stream with Purpose podcast. Jeff Russell here, your friendly announcer. And I have absolutely nothing planned, but tomorrow is Championship Saturday. It is 7:46 p.m. Eastern Time right now, February 23rd, 2024. And we're going to see who's out there, who's not, and, see if we can get updates on players and find out what's going on tomorrow. Let me see. I have absolutely nothing planned, so anyone's welcome to join in, comment. We're going to try and get updates for tomorrow's action. Let me see if I can get my face on the screen. So, where is the chat? Is there a chat? I know there's chat. Still trying to get familiar with this program. Controls. I don't know where. Let's see if we can bring up YouTube here. So tomorrow, big day. I'm going to be there roughly 7 a.m. at Garden Spot. What I'm planning to do is to walk around with, I believe it's going to be Anne-Marie Bully's iPad is what we were discussing. And I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 12 noon is the plan. Let me see if I can get the live chat up here so if people want to chat. Where is the chat? Oh, I see it. So I'm going to be walking around and I'm going to be... So I'm going to film the game for Mitch Hertzler. I know he wants to see Finn play. So from 8 to 9, I'm going to be filming the Cavaliers. And then from 10 to 11, I'm going to have someone film the Cavaliers. I hope somebody can film for me. I'm not going to be broadcasting. I'm not going to be doing any play-by-play from 8 to 12 tomorrow morning. Only the championship games. We're going to be bringing you play-by-play commentary, but we'll be live and I'll be walking around. Like I said, I'm going to be filming. I'm going to get Finn's 2 games as a request from Mitch. Where's the chat? Why don't I see the chat on here? So, the action's going to start at 8 a.m. Cavaliers are going to play the Bulldogs. That's the boys' 5th and 6th. Oh, here's a chat. Let's see how. Right, hello out there. So if you're awake and you're seeing this, or I'm going to see if I can get some information from all the coaches out there. Very small chat window. Like I said, I have absolutely nothing planned here. The very first Stream with Purpose podcast. And I wanted to get some input from the players and whatnot. See who's out there. You know what? I'm going to have to go on my phone here. All right, so we're going to kick it off with the boys' 5th and 6th tomorrow. I'd love to see where the chat is. Boys' 5th and 6th will be kicking off 8 to 9. And then the boys' 7 and 9 will come on from 9 to 10, and I would love to see where the chat is. Still not having any luck to see it here. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy phone here. So boys 5th and 6th, you're going to have the Cavaliers. And a lot of interesting things going on with these games. Finn Hertzler, one of the 2 people at Upward who have never lost a game. And so Finn and Lexi Gwaltney have never lost a game at Upward. Finn was perfect last year. Perfect meaning winning every game all the way through. All right, I'm going to have to go on my phone for any chat. Oh, I gotta lower my voice. Well, I know the voice is working. So, all right, I got the chat up on my phone. Um, so let me give you a breakdown for tomorrow. Let's see what we have here. I don't want to play any of my commercials or anything like that, a preview, but I'll bring it up here on my phone, the screenshots. So boys 5th and 6th, 8 to 9. And let's give you a rundown of what is going to be actually happening. Okay. So from now, they're going to be playing, Finn Hertzler is going to be playing both games, if he wins, in the old gym. So there's 3 gyms. In case you are unaware, if you've never been to Garden Spot, there are 3 gyms. And let me see if I can get that picture up on the screen for everybody. There is the middle school gym. So when you very first pull in to Garden Spot High School, if you're pulling in from the back, you're first going to be right at the middle school gym. And from there, you can reach, you'd have to walk down the hallway, and then there's the new gym, which is where the championship games are played, and then the old gym. The old gym is right down the hall from the new gym. So I'm going to see if I can get these images up on the screen for you. So bear with me. I'm going to get you images of everything here. So for the Finn Hertzler games, the Cavaliers, they're going to be playing their first game in the old gym. And then they are going to be playing the second game. If they win after the 8 o'clock game, the Cavaliers would have a break. They're playing the Bulldogs. I don't think the Bulldogs won a game. I don't believe any Bulldogs won. But they'll be playing the Bulldogs. All right, let me send this one to myself here so I can get these images up on the screen for everybody. Yep, so I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to get there around 7 o'clock in the morning, and Anne-Marie and I will try to get her iPad going. And then I'm going to go live at 8. So I have a link out there, so you can see it. Let me see if I can bring that up here. All right, let me get the web page up. So I'm going to be going on the, where's all my live feeds here? Going to be going live at 8. Okay, so let me get this image up for you guys so you can see. So bear with me. Like I said, I didn't have anything planned. I just wanted to go live and see what happens here. And it's supposed to be the web browser. Let me move the scoreboard text around. So once I go live at 8, I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do the Cavaliers game. That's going to be at the old gym. And that'll be 8 for 9. That's by request from Mitch Hertzler. So Mitch, wants to see his son play. So I would think the Cavaliers are going to win that game. The Cavaliers haven't lost a game at all. I don't know why this browser is not showing. So let me get rid of the browser here. Um, yeah, after that, all the boys are going to kick off. Now, what I'm asking is everybody to do is I'm asking everyone who's at a game if they could post the score of the game you're at. Well, here's a chat. Can I get the chat up? Okay, so I got the chat up. That's good. So if you're at a game tomorrow, if you're seeing this right now, and Championship Saturday did not take place yet, join the live feed out there. There's one live feed, which I'm going to try to show you once I can get a browser. Let's see, video, window capture. And I don't know why browser did not work for me. Display. Let's see what display brings up. Oof, that's not good. I want to get browser. All right, so from 8 to 12, I'm going to be walking around. 8 to 9, I'm going to do the Cavaliers game. 9 to 10, I will be floating around doing interviews, trying to get a peek of each game. 10 to 11, I'm going to be doing the Cavaliers game unless I can find someone else to do it. And then 11 to 12, I'll be floating around again. So the boys 7 to 9 is a really interesting situation. The boys 7 to 9, so the number one team is the Jazz, who were undefeated. And they're going to be playing the team that the Jazz have not lost a game, and they're going to have a rematch with the Lakers, who Lakers, boy, did they put up a really good fight last week. I think they took the Jazz to overtime. And let's see if we can get that up here.
Got it to Avery for three.
I mean, they took the Jazz to overtime, and that was awesome. I mean, that was really awesome. Where are we at? Let's get some.
No good. Adderley there. Garmin puts it in. Seconds. Got it to Avery for three.
Full games. Do we have the full game?
Adderley there. Garmin
Week
puts
6
it in.
game. I don't have week 7.
Got it to Avery
Did
for
I go
three.
week 7?
No good. Adderley
Oh, well.
there.
Nuggets
Garmin
Warriors.
puts it in.
Liberty Dreams. So let's try to
Got it to
get.
Avery for three. No
I'm going
good.
to try to get
Adderley
something
there.
better on the screen for you
Garmin
guys to
puts it in.
see.
Seconds. Got it to Avery for three.
Old championship
No
games.
good. Adderley there. Garmin puts it in.
What is this?
Seconds. Got it to Avery for three.
Nothing. So here's the thing with the boys 7 and 9. It's really interesting. You have what at first is deemed to be the top 3 teams playing all in the semifinal game or earlier. So the Knicks, Connor Stoltzfus, Seth Wentling. Knicks are going to be playing Isaiah Lapp and the Sixers, while the Jazz have a repeat with the Lakers. And the 2 winners are going to face off in the semifinal. So there's 3 of the top teams, which means that one of the bottom 4 teams are going to get to go to the championship game. Because of Isaiah's injury, the Sixers fell, and the Knicks, I think they lost their last game, so they fell. So the Warriors became the 3rd seed, which they're going to have a gift. So the Warriors have to take care of the Grizzlies. Well, first they're going to play the Nuggets, but then they have to play the winner of the Grizzlies game, and I forget the other team off the top of my head. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Celtics. So the Celtics are going to play the Nuggets, which means the Warriors and Grizzlies would have to face off. So one of those 4 teams are going to go to the championship final, the way it worked out because of Isaiah's injury. So if you're on that half of the conference, you're loving this setup right now. On the flip side, the Jazz aren't going to get to the championship unless they go through the Knicks or the Sixers. So they got it a lot harder on that side of the conference. So the Sixers, Knicks, Jazz, none of those teams will be playing each other in the championship final. They'll be battling each other to get to the championship final. But if you're on the other side, so what I would call the bottom 4 teams, one of them are going to make it to the championship because of Isaiah's injury, which really changed the seeding quite drastically. And so if you're the Grizzlies or you're the Nuggets or the Celtics or the Warriors, you're loving this championship Saturday because you only have to beat one of the bottom 4 teams twice to get into the championship, which is absolutely fantastic for if you're any of those teams, Celtics, Warriors, Nuggets, Grizzlies. If you're one of those 4, you got a gift. You got a much easier path to the playoffs than the Knicks, Sixers, and Jazz do. Sorry, Lakers, I'm really not including you in the conversation. But hey, crazier things have happened, right? All right, let me see if I can get... I want to get something better on the screen. Like I said, I didn't plan this out, but I wanted to go live and just have some fun talking about championship Saturday. And I don't have anything in here for fun. I deleted a lot of videos I probably shouldn't. Wish I had some good games on here. Let me go to replays. How about we'll look at some replays. I made a video. So now let's talk about the girls, because the girls' situation is really amazing. If you're out there and you want to chat, I do have the chat up. I'll keep trying to poke at it. So let me type out here that the Knicks are playing the 76ers. And that's in the quarterfinal. And then winner of the Knicks, Sixers play the winner of the Jazz Lakers. Now look, we cannot write these Lakers off. We cannot write these Lakers off. Damian Parry came out firing threes last week like crazy. He cooled off after the first quarter. But Amir Maxwell, Christian Horst, they stepped up their game tremendously late in the season. And they put up some really good battles. And they took the Jazz to overtime, folks. So if you're thinking that it's an automatic walkaway, it's not automatic. Yeah, the Jazz are favorite, no doubt about it. I'm not going to say they're heavy favorites. They're favorite. I mean, Coach Stark's done a phenomenal job. He single-handedly saved them in Week 6 with what I call one of the greatest coaching moves ever that I've seen at Upward. Who remembers what happened against Connor Stoltzfus and the Knicks? Week 6 was absolutely sensational. I really wish I could get this browser feature to work. I want to show some better videos here. So let me try to find this as I talk through this. Where? I don't know why I have. So week 6, it's so funny because the reverse almost happened to them in week 7 against the Lakers. Week 6, Connor Stoltzfus goes to the line to shoot 2. Jazz are undefeated. Connor is up 2, and he's shooting 2. So the play before, the clock stopped, showing 4 seconds left in the game. Coach Stark turns around to look at the clock after the buzzer, after the whistle. He turns around and looks, and I had a clear view, and I could clearly see that 2 seconds ran off, if not more, that the clock just kept running. So I thought I saw 7, 6, 5, 4. Coach Stark turned around, and he saw at least 5, then 4. This is all after the whistle. He saw 5 seconds, and then it went to 4. He could have seen 6, then 5. Coach Stark was only begging for 1 more second to get on the clock. He looked at the refs, and I can't believe I don't have this right in front of me. I wish I was a little bit better prepared for doing this, but I'm just winging this here, folks. This is Championship Saturday, the night before. So if you're watching this on replay, I'm doing this at 8 o'clock the night before Championship Saturday 2024. What I have, I don't know why I don't have any files under week 7. I don't know where all my montages are. Where did I put them all? So, fabulous job by Coach Stark. He begs for an extra second. Week 6, we're talking about the Knicks-Jazz game. And what Coach Stark did was just sensational. He begs and pleads. As he's doing that, I'm holding up. Okay, so I think I have it here. Let's see if we can get this up here.
The unsung hero.
Can I make this fit any better? All right, so see the arrow right there. Right there. The clock's running. Connor's going to go to the line. They're up 2, as you can see right here, 29-27. There it is. There it is right there. Coach Stark pointing up at the clock, begging for that 1 extra second. Begging and pleading. Look, he's up there. Look, he's looking. 5. At this moment, I reach my hand up in the air. I am holding up the number 5. There should have been at least another second. They gave it to Coach Stark. They gave it to him. And right there I said, this could be huge. Oh, I got the, I'm probably talking over myself and the audio. Let me get the audio off. All right, so hopefully you just hear me now. Sorry about that, talking over myself. I can't hear what's playing. So what a fantastic finish. One of the greatest games ever at Upward. Joshua Stefan. Unbelievable. That was sensational, Joshua. So put this in slow-mo. And that's definitely going to go down as one of the greatest shots ever in Upward history. I don't know if you could tell. That actually banked off the glass. Watch it. Right there. Off the glass and in. Sensational shot by Joshua Stefan. That's absolutely amazing. And we go to overtime. Okay, so while that's playing, I'm going to let that play. And then this is going to help me get some of the bracket stuff.
Joshua Stefan, East Earl, Pennsylvania. Brandy must be going crazy right now. Fisher on him, lobs it inside for Merck. And I think they're going to call Wentling. Preston, huge free throw. Merck ties it, unbelievable. Connor over his head. I don't know how he grabbed it. What a catch, Connor Stoltzfus. Connor drives, going to draw the foul. Connor misses the first. 55-second show.
Yeah, we're showing you highlights from week 6 here. Jeff Russell here, back with the very first Stream with Purpose podcast. We're just out here chit-chatting. I'm just pumped up for Championship Saturday tomorrow, 2024. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Going to be an incredible day. I'm trying to get all the brackets. Let's see if I can get the brackets on the screen here.
No, they're going to call it travel. Fidel calls travel. Huge break for the Jazz. I thought for sure a foul. We're tied at 31. Sixers and Lakers in 2021 ended a tie game at 31.
The crowd is counting it down. Casey stole it right out of his hands to Connor Martin. Martin's going to throw up a three at the buzzer. No good.
31-31 tie. So what you're looking at right there is 2021. Mitch Hertzler's Sixers and Ronan Casey and his Sixers. His dad Patrick was the coach. They took Hertzler's Lakers to a 31-31 tie. They did not get to play that extra minute. Brian was nice. Brian gave an extra minute out.
Brian is letting them go again.
Which I was shocked. I didn't think Brian was going to do that. He went to double overtime.
Missed both.
I guess he didn't want to have a tie, throw a monkey wrench into the championship Saturday.
Connor got under the defense somehow and put it in. Connor Stoltzfus. How did he do it?
All right, let's see what I can bring up here, and then we can look at the brackets for tomorrow.
27 seconds.
Again, Jeff Russell here, and we are just having our first very Stream with Purpose podcast.
Nicely done,
And that's what I call myself in my little tech booth. Because I do, I stream with purpose. That's exactly what I do back there.
20 seconds.
And a lot of people ask me, Jeff, why do you do what you do? Why do you spend so much time? Why do you invest? I mean, literally, guys, I invest about 40 hours a week doing video editing, preparing for each Saturday. And I do it all for the kids. I do it for the parents and the loved ones, and just my way to give back to society a little bit.
Are you kidding me?
I'm streaming with purpose, so that's why I call what I do streaming with purpose. That's what I'm doing. Oh, that was great. Did you guys like that when I put Bradbury in there? Okay, let me see if I can find some of these images here. Got to download them first.
With 1 second left. Berg was in no
you guys can
position
keep
to even
watching
get
that.
a
Let me see if
shot
I can
off.
get to the Tigers
He
game.
should have just stayed away from him. If he makes one of these,
Let's go to the Tigers. All right, we're going to jump over to the boys' 5th and 6th highlights.
So the Cavaliers, the only two undefeated teams in this league. Musser hits all 4 free throws. Incredible. A minute 1. Willoughby. Givler. Brett for a long 3. Off the glass and in! Brett Givler ties it. Unbelievable. His second 3 of the game. Larson out at the Hoover. Hoover sees Musser, but Willoughby, what a steal. Kaz. Lob to Givler. And they're going to call Smucker on a hold. And because they're in the penalty, that is a costly foul. Hoover makes the second. A huge shot. So 10 seconds show on the clock. Smucker, Willoughby underneath. Kaz, and he will go to the line. Kaz, and that's at the buzzer. So Willoughby is going to have a chance to win this game. No pressure, Kaz. Kaz misses the first. You don't want a violation. Kaz hits it! He hits it! What a shot! Kaz! And we're going overtime, folks. Weaver to take the lead. Yes! Show back here doing everything. Stolen away, Willoughby! Kaz! Missed it! 12 seconds. Tigers up 1. Sorry about the scoreboard. Hoover missed it. 3 seconds out of bounds. Gonna stay. 1 second showing on the clock. Ash! Missed it! And the Tigers
All right, guys,
win!
trying to get the
Tigers
picture
win!
up. I'll have this in a second here.
Player of the game, Kaz
See
Willoughby.
if I can get the brackets up.
Incredible. The whole team deserves player of the game. Buffalo.
What's sideways?
So the Cavaliers, the only two undefeated teams in this league. The line.
I don't know if they're going to allow me to
Busser
rotate
hits
it or
all
not.
four
Let's see.
free throws. Incredible. A minute one. Willoughby. Gibler. Brett for a long three. Off the glass and in! Rick Gibler ties it.
There we go.
Unbelievable. His second three of the game. Larson out at the Hoover. Hoover sees Busser, but Willoughby, what a steal, Kaz. Lob to Gibler. And they're going to call Smucker on a hold. And because they're in the penalty, that is a costly foul.
All right, I'm almost ready to put the bracket up
Makes
there.
the second.
Most of you guys are going to be watching this on a replay, whoever watches this.
So 10 seconds show on the clock.
All right, let's flip it. Okay. So now we're looking at the 5th and 6th boys bracket, which I need to see it bigger so I can look at it here. All right, so my head is tilted. Do they let me rotate this? They do. Great. All right, so now I can finally see what I'm doing here. All right, so as we can see here on the left, Cavaliers, Old Gym. So that's going to be game 1, Cavaliers, Bulldogs. That's going to be 8 a.m. Like I said, I don't think the Bulldogs won a game. No, I don't believe they did. Don't have that in front of me. But they're the last seed, and for a reason. So that's going to go on 8 a.m. Sorry, I'm just doing trying to get my ducks in a row here. Like I said, I really wasn't prepared to do anything today with this. All right, so as we take a look here, 8 o'clock, I'll be there with Anne-Marie's tablet or my cell phone going live, one or the other. I got one chat. I got one live stream out there. You can join it. Notify yourself right now. I do have a chat, a live stream that you can join. If you're at the game, I want the parents to give updates during the game so we all can stay abreast of what is going on. Tell your mom or dad, anybody watching this, say, hey, there's one live stream. Can you join it and then give updates as the score changes, even if you pop in at the end of the quarter or the end of the half. And this is for everybody to stay on top of all the scores. Again, this is between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Anybody's welcome to join in there. I'm going to try to film. Well, I'm mostly going to be at this Cavaliers game in the Old Gym. So we could see going on the middle school gym, the Tigers are going to be taking on the Jags. And it's going to be a really good game. I'm talking with Coach Doherty. We talk a lot. Yeah, they're underdogs. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Probably I'll call them underdogs. I'm not going to say heavy. They're right on the borderline of being heavy underdogs. They got Aaron Eberle, who, if you can use these guys properly, I think Nick Roberts is on that team. Fonzie's brother. Oh, you love it? Fonzie's brother. Byron. I didn't even know he had a brother until this year. So it's great. Listen, they have some size. The Jaguars have some size. There's no doubt about it. So let me see if I can get some Jaguars. What did this do? What are you guys looking at? It's still sideways? I am sorry about that. All right, so there's your bracket. I mean, Finn Hertzler, guys, there's no other way to say it. He's just sensational. Finn's never lost a game. This is his second season. He's now, 14-0? He is on the GOAT watch. He's the only one right now that has a chance to supersede Ronan Casey. In case you guys aren't aware, me and Ronan Casey, we have some fun, and we came up with our own little awards and Hall of Fame and stuff. Nothing to do with Upward. It's strictly just me and Ronan. And right now, we crown Ronan the GOAT of Upward, the greatest of all time at Upward. Ronan, I've watched him since 3rd or 4th grade play against my son. He was just dominant back then. He was perfect in 5th grade. He was perfect in 6th grade. My son was on that team, Chick Coles, Seahawks. And then he 7th grade he didn't do so hot. Chick Coles, after having a perfect 5th and 6th season, when he got into the 7th and 9th league, he had a team called the Warriors. They struggled. They really, really struggled. Ronan, that was his 7th grade year, and he was just outmatched. That was a terrific class of players in 2019. You had Christopher Ween and Fonzie and Josiah Martin and Tyler Martin, and Ronan was a little 7th grader. He really didn't stand a chance. Luke Fox was there. So the Warriors didn't do all that hot. 8th grade, Ronan makes it back to the championship with Jeffrey Martin's Lakers. They lost to Hertzler's Raptors 2020. That was a great team. Dante Stoltzfus on that team. Ryder Hertzler before he hit his growth spurt. Fonzie, Ethan Horst. They were sensational. Just a great team. Not sure if Cole Harding was on that team or not. 2020. He might have been a 7th grader. 2021, the greatest team so far at Upward. Patrick Casey's 2021 76ers. They were just... Now, they didn't go perfect. Believe it or not, Hertzler did tie them in that Week 3 31-31 tie. So they weren't perfect. They won every other game. The 2021 Sixers, I'm considering no boys team 7-9 has gone perfect. It's pretty amazing. Really amazing that nobody's gone perfect for that boys league. So I want to see if I can find some footage. Another interesting game, the Tigers-Jags. The Tigers have just come alive. Rick Givler is having a fantastic season, stepping up as the leader of that team. Colson Everhart's on that team. Luke Smucker, which is not the same Luke Smucker from the year before. Different Luke Smucker. But Kaz Willoughby, what do you say about that kid? So the Tigers, I'm going to label them as heavy favorite over Doherty's Jaguars. So you're probably looking at Finn Hertzler against the Tigers, which is going to be a sensational game if that happens at 10 o'clock. And again, that's going to stay right there in the old gym. So look at game number 9. Yeah, Finn Hertzler. That's going to be absolutely awesome. All right, then we look at the other half of the conference. So the Buffaloes, who we saw on the highlights, lost to Rhett Givler and the Tigers. The Buffaloes were 5-0 going into that game in Week 6. And Givler and the Tigers, was that the double overtime? At least single overtime. I think it was single overtime. And Tigers pulled that out. Boy, Abraham Esch, I feel for the kid. 1 second left on the clock, down by 1. Or was it 2? And I think it was 1. I'm not sure, but it didn't matter. Esch had a chance. Yeah, it was 1 because he had a chance to win it. And he's right there in the paint. How did the Tigers leave him wide open is beyond me. And Esch just missed a little one. or that would have kept them undefeated. So let's see if I can find that game there. The Chargers, I mean, my heart goes out to the Chargers. Poor Mike Good. Mike Good has suffered as a basketball coach as far as wins losses. Now I know Upward is not all about wins and losses. Mike Good's a great guy. It's all about development and spiritual growth. But if you're looking at it strictly from a pure basketball perspective, Mike Good he's had some hard seasons to deal with. And his Chargers this year, they've lost so many close games. Poor Mike Good, My heart does go out to him. Just a great guy. He is. But hey, anything can happen. We all know that. I mean, we've seen it. So he's going to be faced with the Buffaloes at the new gym. 8 a.m. Mike Good, 7th seed. You're coming in to take on the Buffaloes, the 2nd seed. You're going to have your hands full, but you got some good players, moguls, Got some good players on the Chargers. You can definitely pull this off. I think Hudson Smoker, is that his name, or is on there? They got another Stoltzfus kid, really good. But the Buffaloes are strong. Chase Musters just stepped up and became the man, dominant force underneath. So the Chargers are going to be, I'm going to call them underdogs, not heavy. Then we look at the other game, Rams and the Hawks. I didn't get to see too much of them. Of course, Kenton Wise, what a sensational game he had. Was player of the game, was at week 6. But they're coming in as the 6th seed, Rams the 3rd. I haven't really gotten a good look at them. They've been playing over at Twin Valley. I would think that the Buffaloes are going to be the favorite. They were undefeated all the way up until that Tigers game. But the team to beat is the Cavaliers. Finn Hertzler, you can't say enough about him. He does it all. He is just an all-around great player. There's really no weaknesses in his game. He goes out 100%. He dives after balls, and he saves them. He's great at it. Layups. Haven't seen Finn shoot too much. I will say that. Let me see if I can get some footage here. Let's see who we can get footage of. Forget what week he played. Let's go back to week 5. Not sure what we have here. Just going to throw some replays at you guys.
Geyer couldn't hang on. Here's a long pass, Stoltzfus to Hertzler, and Hertzler's going to have an easy layup.
So Jags Cavaliers. So here we go.
Geyer couldn't hang on. Here's a long pass, Stoltzfus to Hertzler, and
I'll tell you what, Finn loves to do the baseball passes. There's no doubt about it.
Geyer couldn't hang on.
So let's see. I'd love to know if anybody is aware of any people out tomorrow. I mean, it is Championship Saturday. There's really no reason. Well, there's always a reason to be out, but, you never know. So that is it for the boys 5th and 6th. You're looking at the Cavaliers are heavy favorites to win it all. It's going to have to be an upset to stop Finn Hertzler and the Cavaliers. Certainly not going to be easy. All right, let's see if we can get another image. So that was the boys. Let me look at the next image we got. Which one is this? That was the boys 5th and 6th. And let's spin this one around. So Cavaliers, yeah, they're definitely going to be your heavy favorites. like I said, I'm going to be doing Finn's 8 o'clock and 10 if he wins, 10 o'clock game.
Back to Hertzler, quick passing.
And we're going to be on that one live feed. All right, so let's flip this over to the bracket again. And I have to bring it up here. Let me see if I can find the other bracket. I can't see. Does that say boys 7 and 9? All right, so this is the boys 7 and 9. Again, Jeff Russell here, Stream with Purpose First podcast. Yeah, I know most of you guys will be seeing this is just some Saturday, just some fun talk, just some Championship Saturday talk. I'm going to be broadcasting play-by-play at 12 noon, which is going to be the girls' 5th and 6th game. Then I'm going to be going to do the boys' 5th and 6th at 1. Then the girls' 7 and 9th at 2. And the final game, boys' 7 and 9. So let's take a look. So, all right. Like we did kind of hit on this. The Jazz-Lakers, that is going to be a great game. Lakers took them to overtime last week. I don't know if I can get any footage. I don't know what I did with all last week's highlights. I'd love to know what I did with last week's highlights. And again, I turn this thing. So forgive me, guys. I did not plan to do any of this. I just said, let's go live for the heck of it. Never did it before. So, as far as being favorite, I mean, I guess you would say the Jazz, undefeated, they are favorite, but not by much. I mean, anybody can beat anybody in the boys 7 and 9. I mean, we saw the Jazz fight for their lives against the Knicks. I think that was double overtime. You know, they just, wow. So, I thought the Knicks were, honestly, I thought the Knicks were going to go perfect. I did. When the season started, I saw how great they were. Their big three. I mean, you have Seth Wentling, Connor, Blasinski, and just so many great role players. You know, the team's very, very strong. I can't believe that they had, what was it, 4 losses? Like 3 or 4 losses? 4? I know Connor was dealing with a thigh injury, which hurt him, and they suffered a couple losses there, but don't fool yourself. I mean, the Knicks absolutely could be your champions, and I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jazz were. And then you have Brody Torrance. You know, the Celtics came in as the 2nd seed. It's pretty remarkable if you consider all the talent out there. But I still don't have them up there with the Jazz and the Knicks. Jazz and the Knicks are going to be your top 2. Isaiah is not 100%. You know, I don't know how he broke his foot. He doesn't know how he broke his foot. It was a hairline fracture in week 5. I think it was 5 or 6. Hairline fracture during a game. He didn't even realize it. He said he felt a little bit of pain at halftime, still played, goes to the doctor, and it's a hairline fracture. So I think it was week 5, because I don't think he played in week 6, and he didn't play in week 7. I have not gotten an update. So I don't have... Well, let me see if Coach Bab's out there. See if I can... I'm going to try to text Coach Bab. And... I'll say what I'm texting them. Coach Bab, we are live on the air, period. Any Isaiah update that you wish to share with everyone? So we'll see. Some coaches don't like to show their hand and talk about who's going to be there and not be there, but I figure it's so late the night before. It's not like they have a whole week to prepare. So really, I don't know at this point what harm there's going to be telling me who's not going to be there. But if a coach doesn't want to show his hand, that's fine. All right, so I want to see if I can find some footage here. See who we can. So this is week 5 of the boys 5th and 6th I'm looking at. All right. Wish I had these. So let's take a look at a Brody steal here. That's what this says. Just looking at some highlights.
Hoover comes down with 41 seconds.
So if we talk about the awards that me and Ronan Casey made up, there's 2 of them. There's a regular season MVP and a championship game MVP. Brody had the lead. There was no doubt about it. Brody had a sensational start to the season. He was fabulous. He was fabulous in every game he played except week 7. I don't know how much he cared at that point. And they still finished second. All right, I got an update here on Isaiah Lapp. Coach Babb says game time decision. He is still in a boot at practice Thursday. So that means that Isaiah Lapp is not 100%. So let me put that out here in the chat.
Jetty double team, he needs help and stolen again by Torrance, an easy layup. Everything. Hoover comes down with 41 seconds. Jetty double team, he needs help and stolen again by Torrance, an easy layup. Everything.
So if anybody sees this late,
Jetty double team, he needs help and stolen again by
a lot of people out there chatting right now.
Everything. Hoover comes down with 41 seconds.
You know, this was all for fun anyway.
He needs help and stolen again by Torrance, an easy layup. Everything. Hoover comes down with 41 seconds.
All right, so we got an Isaiah Lapp update there. He was in a boot. Isaiah, I mean, you saw the interview. There's an interview out there. We interviewed him for the whole entire half. The way he was sounding is he's going to play. I'm over talking myself again. Sorry about that. We got an update from Coach Babb here. Remember, I can't hear whatever's playing. I cannot hear it, even during the games. But let me get you some more replays here. All right, so first update: Isaiah Lapp wearing a boot still. Sixers, Knicks. Wow, you got to think the Knicks are definitely favorite in that one. If not heavy favorite. Can you call anybody a heavy favorite with Isaiah Lapp? You know, in the game. What game is this? Cardinals, Badgers. All right, let's talk a little girls 5th and 6th. We hit on the boys league. The girls 5th and 6th is really amazing league. So you got the Badgers, Cardinals, Panthers, Huskies. Anne-Marie teams up with Coach Babb to coach the Cardinals. And the Cardinals started off, you know, looking like they were going to go perfect. Anne-Marie wanted to go perfect in that game. They got Lexi Zentner on that team. The Badgers, I don't even think the Badgers won a game. Maybe one against the Huskies. And you got Maddie Antuna on that team. I just can't believe that they're not better than one win. But Maddie Antuna, just a great player. So the Huskies, my wife's team, she didn't think they were going to win a game all year. And 2 weeks ago, what did they do? So there's Lexi Zentner right there. White headband. See her right there? I'm going to let this play again. Lexi Zentner is a one-woman show. She is sensational. Definitely one of the best girls ever to come into Upward. And I think she's a 6th grader here. And they're on the Cardinals. So Lexi, Macy Miller, and the DeWolf sisters, that Cardinal team is loaded with talent. And somehow the Badgers in this game got out to a 10-0 lead. Yeah, the lowest seed got out to a 10-0 lead, and then Lexi Zentner comes in the second quarter, takes over, and they win it in the end. Just incredible. So you got the Huskies, my wife's team, maybe 1 or 2 wins all season. They beat Lexi Zentner and the Cardinals 2 weeks ago. I don't know how it happened. I did not see it. So I consider that the greatest upset of all time. Like I said, if I had to put a point spread on it, it'd be something like 19. Well, they got a rematch tomorrow morning. At 10 a.m., the Cardinals and Huskies are rematching. And that game is going to be all the way over in the middle school gym, unfortunately. So unless I can find someone to film Finn Hertzler's game. Look at Lexi. Is that Lexi? Or is that Macy? Macy wears a headband too. It's real small on my screen. Is that Lexi? I think that's Lexi. Yeah. Oh, the red sneakers. Give it away. She's a beast. I mean, anybody with that name, Zentner. My goodness. Does anybody out there know the Zentners really well? I'd love to talk to someone who knows the Zentners, because I'm hearing that Andrew Zentner started it all. I believe he went to Lancaster Bible College and set the point record. And then maybe Jordan broke it, or Andrew still has it. I don't know. But Andrew Zentner was fantastic from what I hear. I believe he played Upward all his years. It was great. I know that Lena Zentner came into the girls' league in the John Hoffman era. And I watched Lena, and she was phenomenal. Yeah, Lena was great. Just a killer, just a beast, you know. Right up there with Katie Hoffman. Katie Hoffman, probably the most dominant Upward player ever. I'd have to say she would be the girl GOAT. She never lost a game that I've ever watched. I don't think she's lost one. Her dad's never lost. Her dad has one loss on his resume. And this is even before Katie joined the league. Because there was Sarah Hoffman. I don't know who out there remembers Sarah. She's in the Girls Hall of Fame. And John Hoffman has one loss, and that is because Katie wasn't there, and it was a retreat week, and 4 of his worst players showed up that day. And Chick Coles promised me, he was the opposing coach, and Chick said, I'm going to beat John Hoffman this year. And I said, no, you're not. He says, yes, I am. So Chick played 5-on-4 on retreat week. He had a full lineup. And finally, John Hoffman lost. So if you want to consider that a loss, technically it is. It's a loss. But Katie never lost a game. And she was... I have never seen Katie. I don't think I've ever seen her take a jump shot. Maybe the foul line is the furthest she's ever shot the ball. She was not a shooter. She was a bully underneath. She was great underneath. She was just a terrorizer on defense, you know. Katie was just all around. When she was on that floor, she was awesome. She brought a friend with her last season. Was it last year? Lena Steiner. I think they were both guard and spot players. And with the two of them in the league, it was not even close. It was, they were blowing out the other team. I felt bad for the other team. Gianna Garman was on that team. So the story with Gianna Garman, real quick, she was not going to play this year. She was so frustrated from last year. So I talked to her father. I said, please tell Gianna things are going to be different this year. We're going to switch it up. The coaches are not drafting. And she's having a sensational season and a lot of fun. The girls' 7th and 9th league, I cannot wait for that game tomorrow. If anybody out there and they're hearing this before the game tomorrow on Championship Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern, you don't want to miss that. You don't. If anybody doesn't know what's going on in the girls' 7th and 9th league, you got to start paying attention. So Ryan Doherty's the coach on one side. My wife is the coach on the other, along with Brian Conroy. Let me see if I can get you some clips here to give you a little perspective here. And what happened is there wasn't even going to be a league. So they didn't have enough girls. Darin goes out and he sees a girl playing soccer, Avery Good, who is one of the best in the league now. Soccer player. I go to church with her father, Jason. Real great guy. So Avery comes in, and now it's a lopsided situation. She goes on Ryan Doherty's team. She's so good, tall, fast. Let's see if we can get Avery in there. If I can get you a clip of Avery or not. And Avery's just a fabulous player. So she comes in. That was week 1. So they win easily. Week 2, they win easily again in week 2. And then Ryan says that there's 2 other girls that want to join the league. So Gabby Morales and Nicole Torres come into the league because we needed players. There was nobody on the bench. Girls are getting sick, nauseous, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and so we got some more players, and the girls are really good. Gabby and Nicole are great. Who are we looking at here? Is that Jake Harding? So now we decided to move Avery over to my wife and Brian's team on week 3. Nicole and Gabby are with Gianna Garman, Mary Doherty, Allison Doherty, and it turned into a fantastic season. It did. It is so, from week 3 on, it's been sensational. The Liberty have 1 win. They did win. Was it week 3? I don't think it was Gabby's first game. I think it was week 4. Yeah, it was week 4 because Ronan was there. He was in the press, in the box with me in the booth. And that is the only game that the Liberty won. So they lost week 3. They lost week 5, 6, and 7. Avery Good wasn't there in week 7. The Glick sisters, who are really good, were not there for the Liberty in week 6. So do you really count those 2 losses? Tough to say. I'm trying to get you some more. Girls, I don't know why this says 2 o'clock. I know this was the week with all the crazy overtimes. Let me see, what game is this here? All right, so here's more footage from the girls. Is that Laureen King? I think that was Laureen. Or was that a Lily Asensio? Is that Lily scoring? No, it's the Panthers-Badgers game. So, anyway, guys, the girls' 7th and 9th league, 2 o'clock tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. And when I say it got bloody last game, there was a headbutt, accidental, of course. Headbutt. Gabby Morales she's such a warrior. She gets, first 30 seconds of the game, Gabby gets a headbutt by accident going down for the ball. And she still, even though she took a major hit to her nose, she still brings the ball up court. And then all of a sudden she stops. Everybody's like, "What's going on? Why is Gabby stopping?" She's she got the regular season MVP, by the way. Everybody's like, "Why is she stopping?" And blood's pouring out of her nose, right onto the court. What a warrior. Gavi was out for 2 quarters at least, comes back, they win the game. But it was all the Doherty sisters in that game. And it's just going to be a fantastic game tomorrow. Avery Good comes back from Disney. She was out week 7. She's back. The Liberty are very hungry. They want to win. But the championship, Brian Conroy does not have a ring. Now, when I say ring, that's a virtual ring. Brian Conroy, he would love to have his first ring. Ryan Doherty's just a winning machine. He has 2 rings in a row. It's just a winning machine. And this game tomorrow is going to be off the charts at 2 o'clock. You really want to see this game. Gabby Morales, Nicole Torres are great players. Mary Doherty has come alive. Allison Doherty come alive. Faith Craft's good. Gianna plays great defense. And then on the other side, the Liberty, Avery Good's going to be there. My daughter Catherine, and all the girls are just hungry for a win. They really want one. Natalie Garman, great player, but a lot of 7th graders. So Doherty does have the advantage on age. What's there? 1 9th grader on the Liberty, Rena Glick. So JL's having a fantastic season as well. It's just been so fun to have competitive, because with John Hoffman destroying the opponent every week, it is so refreshing to have great basketball competition. I'm actually going to be sad that these girls are all graduating and that I'm not going to get to see this rivalry. I wish next year we could just do the same rivalry. But we can't. Upward rules. It stinks. I know. Don't remind me. But it is going to be very sad not to watch them play, unfortunately, next year. But we still got to get through this year. Here's Nicole Torres right there. There's Gianna Garman. All the girls just complement each other so well. There's Mary Berry in the 3, I think. And there's Avery Good. You can see her with the headband on there to the left. Tallest player right underneath the hoop. Avery is a force on defense. Yeah, the girls got to the point where they can't even try to go in and attack the hoop if Avery's under there. You just can't, because she'll block it. So catch that game 2 o'clock tomorrow, guys. I was hoping I'd get some more updates from anyone. So Nicole Torres did twist her ankle in that game. The report is she is going to be wearing a boot or a brace, I believe, during the game, or at least in between games. I don't know if Nicole's going to be 100% in that game. I don't know. Everybody else is good, should be there. Deshauna Jones, I don't know what happened with her. She disappeared. Deshauna was on the Liberty, and she just stopped answering and coming to the games 3 weeks ago. I hope she's okay. I don't know her whereabouts. And we may have a surprise visit from Gracie Bowman. For those of you who know Gracie, she wants to play her last game at Upward. 9th grader. And Gracie may be playing tomorrow. Which will really make things interesting, because now you have some more size on the Liberty. Gracie's a 9th grader, and that's exactly what the Liberty need. They need, an older player, because they're loaded with 7th graders, and they're just outmanned. I mean, last week without Avery there, they were bullied. It was just horrible to watch that the 9th graders were steamrolling over the 7th graders, and it wasn't even a contest. So now with Gracie there, that ought to be really fun. Really fun. Let me see if I can get any more replays. So this is the first Stream with Purpose podcast. Jeff Russell here. Looking forward to Championship Saturday tomorrow. So we covered all the leagues. One person we didn't talk about, Lexi Gwaltney. Let me see if I can get any Lexi Gwaltney shots for you guys. So when did I only did 1 or 2 games with her in it. Was she in week 3? I know. What was the week, the makeup week? Week 4? Was that the makeup? Let me go. Week 4. Huskies Cardinals. Is this Huskies Cardinals? They did play. So here you go, folks. Here is the Huskies Cardinals. They're going to be rematching each other. Cara Buck. Like I said, tomorrow, the Huskies are going to be tremendous underdogs. How they stopped Lexi Zentner, I will never understand that. I wish I could interview Lexi and find out what happened. I know the score was 10-4 at half. There's just no explanation for the Huskies beating the Cardinals. If they do it tomorrow, Cheryl Russell's going to put herself on the map here. If you somehow get into the championship game, you're going to have to face Lexi Gwaltney. Again, never lost a game at Upward dating back to her 2nd grade. Lexi is in 4th grade. I wish I could get some footage of Lexi. I think I did 2 games of hers. Her father Dan, big basketball connoisseur. Father of Chase Gwaltney, another phenomenal player. And Lexi, man, she's just solid. She's small player. They're probably going to beat the Badgers and go and be in the championship. They'll be waiting the winner of the Husky Cardinals game. And you're going to have to beat Lexi Gwaltney to do it. Here's Macy Miller, really good player. Really solid. So in this game, the Huskies were without Violet Martin, who I have yet to see. And apparently Violet, my wife said, probably would have been one of the co-players of the game in that upset. So Violet will be there. The thing is, I need someone to film Finn Hertzler's game so I can watch the Huskies and Cardinals. If you're going to be at the Cavalier game or the 10 o'clock game or you have nothing to do, please come and see me and say, hey, Jeff, I will hold Anne-Marie's tablet. Just stand there with the tablet. You don't have to announce. You don't have to do anything. Just film it for Mitch so he can see Finn play. That'll be 10 o'clock in the old gym. If you are available, find me, and just 10 to 11 so I can go over and watch the Husky Cardinals rematch, which is going to be in the middle school gym. I really hope. So, predictions, I'm not going to do predictions. I'm not. I can give you some general thoughts, some if predictions. So that I'll do. If the Huskies, I can't see them beating Lexi Zentner. I can't, but I couldn't see it the first time and they did it. So how do you write them off? I don't know how that happened. But I would think you're going to see Lexi versus Lexi again. I wish, what week was that? Let me see if I find you guys some replays on that week. Lexi versus Lexi. Was week 5? Let's see. Yes. So here you go, folks. There's Lexi Gwaltney. Boom. There she is. This was Lexi versus Lexi. What a game this was. The Panthers, Lexi Gwaltney pulled this one out to keep her undefeated. Look at that, from the foul line, just turns around. So I'm imagining for the girls 5th and 6th that you're going to see Lexi versus Lexi again. And man, 12 o'clock, you don't want to miss that. You just don't want to miss that if that happens. I mean, I think the Huskies played the Panthers and got torched. There's Zentner right there. Oh, Genesis Smucker. I mean, if anybody has not watched, look at her right there. And that's Lexi Zentner she's doing that on. Genesis Smucker is sensational. There's no way around it. Both sides of the floor. She is awesome. Genesis Smucker. She was a Falcon last year. And the Falcons had a rough season last year. But, so the girls 5th and 6th. You're probably going to see Lexi. The boys. So let's say that the Lakers do lose, which they absolutely can win that game tomorrow, and Eric Stark would be beside himself. He would be heartbroken if he does not get to the championship. I mean, let's talk about Eric Stark real quick. Stark is the assistant coach 2021 of the Rams. Kirk Gaiman's Rams. They're perfect. They beat the only other good team was Connor Stoltzfus's Eagles. They beat them in week 2. They go perfect all the way up to the championship game, and they lose. Yes, there was a very controversial play. I'm not going to get into that. There was a controversial play that changed everything. Bottom line, Stoltzfus goes on, championship game MVP. So Stark gets there, suffers a horrible loss. I don't know who he coached the next year. I don't think he was a head coach. I know he was coach of the Stallions in the boys 5th and 6th, 2022. Yeah, so there we go. So the next year, he goes to the boys 5th and 6th. The Stallions were awesome. Liam Francis is on that team. Xavier Clemson on that team. Finn Kearns, Patty Kearns. You know, this team was great. They lost in week 1 to the Wildcats. Gabe Hoover, and then they won every other game all the way up until the rematch with Hoover in the championship, and they got slaughtered. He even brought Ronan Casey on the coaching staff. I know Coach Stark likes to do that. He likes to he likes to bring us someone. Who did he got Carson Plank this year. He got Carson. Let's give Coach Stark a quick text here and see if anybody's out. Try and get you an update. And I'll let you hear what I'm saying here. Coach Stark, I am live on the air on YouTube. And is there any updates for tomorrow you would like to share with everyone? Question mark. So we'll see. Is everyone going to be playing? So Coach Stark, 2022, suffers that heartbreak loss to Gabe Hoover, Jackson Straub, Brody Souter. And, you know, it's frustrating for me to see some of these great players and then they leave and they don't come back. The Clemsons, fantastic, you know, Roman, Xavier, and they don't come back. You know, I watched Xavier in 4th grade. Robbie Jacobs Heat with Chase Gwaltney. It was so fun. I love the 3rd and 4th grade. It was just too much on my throat to do Friday night and Saturday. I used to do it. I used to do the Friday night, Saturday, right after the Friday night. Oh, the boys 3rd and 4th is so fun. If they would keep a win-loss record and have a real season, I probably would. I would love to do it, but it is too much on me. But anyway, a lot of fun. But they leave and they don't come back. Brody Souter. I think he was Owen Souter's younger brother. Yeah, they just leave Upward. And it's very frustrating for me because I love basketball and I love kids and I love to watch them develop and grow. Allie Kurtz, Where did you go, Allie? Where did you disappear to? And then half the girls last year in the 5th and 6th. Everybody disappears. Hodge, Rutt, Emily Phillips. Where did you guys go? Why did everybody leave the league and not play? I really wish I had those answers. Is it, they're not happy? Are they playing elsewhere? I know they play, a lot of people get into middle school, and that is a problem, juggling 2 leagues. So I understand. But it's very frustrating for me because I really want to see them play their careers out at Upward. But Stark. So 2023 Wolverines. If you want to see a great game, go look at last year's quarterfinal game. Wolverines took on Anne-Marie Boley's Celtics. Owen Souders' final game. 29 points and loses. Carson Plank was just a beast. No way to put it. Jesse's been great his whole career. Jesse Stark has been so steady. Jesse, you don't see a bad game. You don't see it. Jesse is just one. But the thing is, he's been a role player. Jesse, this year he's got a lot of co-player of the game. So this year's definitely his best season, no doubt. I mean, he took his game to another level this year. But before that, he was a role player in his 6th, 7th, 8th. Well, this is his 8th grade. And I think next year you're going to see Jesse Stark dominate. Don't be surprised if he's your regular season and or championship game MVP. Because Jesse's in 8th grade. I cannot believe he's in 8th grade. Just a fabulous player. But yeah, so up to this point, Jesse's been a role player until this season. I mean, you kind of, I guess, you can't really call him a role player because him and Merck have been basically equal. They've been neck and neck. Gave Merck the slight edge. Jesse reminds me of kind of like Tyler Lapp. So Tyler Lapp last year was your championship game MVP. Or no, 2 years ago. I'm sorry. Luke Harding was your championship game MVP last year. 2022, Tyler Lapp. That's Jesse. So Tyler broke out in his 9th grade year. Was a role player all the way up. Tyler Lapp. Who did he play? 2020, he was on the Lakers with Ronan Casey, Jeffrey Martin's Lakers. I told you they lost in the championship. And then he goes to Patrick Casey's 2021 best Upward team of all time. 2021 Sixers. I wish I could find you some of their games. While I'm poking around here, let me see if I can find that. 2021 Sixers. Paul Hurst is on that team. Ronan Casey. Tyler Lapp's on that team. Probably the best pick of that draft was Landon Pankratz. Let's see what highlights I can get you here. So here you are. Here's the 2000. No, this is 2000. This is the blue. There's Paul Hurst. And Joe Fox. Oh, another. He's in the Hall of Fame. Joe Fox. You realize if he hits that layup, they win in overtime. And they go perfect. Sorry, Joel. Don't mean to make you feel bad. So, Evan Buck. This is that 31-31 tie. No time left on the clock. Evan Buck shoots 2. If he makes both, they win. 1, they go to OT. Hits the first. There's the pressure shot. I think that's Ryder Hertzler 21. So this is Mitch Hertzler's 2021 Lakers. Misses it, we go to OT. A couple seconds left on the clock, but there's your best team at Upward. Ronan Casey's 9th grade year. Paul Hurst, 9th grade year. Here's Ronan. So now in overtime, Ronan Casey killed the entire overtime. So as Ronan's dribbling right here, I'm going to get him up on the chat, and I'm going to send him a video clip. I do this all the time with Ronan. All right, I am filming Ronan and my screen right now. So Ronan, I am live on the air. You can watch the replay of this video, the very first Stream with Purpose podcast, and I'm telling everybody, Ronan, this is Ronan in overtime, 31-31. He just kills the entire overtime doing this. You talk about shot clock abuse, and there's his chance to be the hero, and he misses it. And we end in a 31-31 tie. So there's your 2021 Sixers, best team of all time. Other than this team, the only other team that really would come to mind is the 2019 Rockets. Fonzie, Christopher Wayne, Luke Fox. It would have been great to watch these two teams play each other like a dream matchup. But there's your tie, 31-31. And they do not go to double overtime. That's week 3. Look at Jonathan Rodin. Isn't he great? Love Jonathan. So, quick update on Jonathan Rodin right there. Brian saying no. No double overtime. Jonathan Rodin, he moved down to Florida, and he started an Upward. Or there was one maybe existing, or he started it. They're up to 50 kids. The great thing about Upward, you know, this is all a grow to kingdom, guys. The kingdom of God is roaring through this organization. It really is. So you think about it. Look at all the lives that have been touched. All the preaching, the gospel, the word, everything. You know, this is so fabulous for any child. And I am doing what I'm doing. I'm not a preacher, so I'm not going to sit here and try to preach. But I do my part, and I bring this to the community, and then I'll let the preachers at halftime, and I'll let the commercials that I put out there do the preaching portion. I'll do my portion. If God gave me a gift to announce and to do video editing, I'll use those gifts, and then I'll set it up for everybody else to do their part. You know, and that's what we should all be doing as Christians. We should just be doing our part, using the gifts that we have, putting smiles on faces, getting the word, growing the kingdom, all that's Upward. And that's why I support this organization so much and give so much of my free time to it. And it's great for the kids. So real quick about me, where I started announcing, my brother, which, by the way, my brother's going to be there tomorrow. If you want to meet my brother, he's going to be up there in the booth with me. I think I'm going to go out and get him in the parking lot at the halftime of the 1 o'clock game. So he's new to the area. He just moved up here. He was a fabulous announcer with me growing up. I played foot hockey when he would announce. But he's going to come up. He's not going to be announcing tomorrow. He'll be running the camera for me from, my daughter Catherine's his niece, so he'll be filming that game, and then the boys' championship. So the Russell brothers will be up there in the booth. But he was my inspiration as far as announcing. And the way I was discovered, and let me see if I can find some of that footage. So I was in the crowd, 2018. I'm in the crowd, and I told you, in 2018, Chick Cole's Seahawks were perfect. Ronan Casey, Fonzie, Nick Lawkoff, Cole Watson, Enzo Bellini, my son Jaden, Luke Hodge. They're all on this team, and they're unbeatable. But the only team that came close was T.J. Botal's Blue Eagles. T.J. Botal, Josh Botal's, he was super back then. He was 4th grade, got moved up, kind of like Lexi Gwaltney and Chase, just one of those fabulous players. But TJ was so passionate. I love TJ Botal so much. But so Blue Eagles are playing the Seahawks. The game is so tight. I think the Blue Eagles may have been leading, and they were facing their first loss, and then it's neck and neck. So I decided to call my brother up on my little Galaxy S6, and I called my brother up and I said, "Oh, let me announce this game for you. I didn't know any of the players' names on the other team, so I just used their numbers." And as the game intensified, I got louder. I didn't realize it. And Darin Parry happened to be there and sitting a couple seats away. And it was so exciting. And after the game finished, the Blue Eagles lost, which to this day, Josh Bothall was fouled on that last play. He should have went to the line with a chance to tie it. Slapped by Nick Lawkoff. You could hear it. I went right up to Josh, He's like, "Yeah, I got fouled." He was mad. But after the game, Darin, he grabs me on the shoulder. I had no idea who he was. And I turn around. There's 20 people staring at me. He's like, "You had us all on the edge of our seats." I'm like, "What?" I was just announcing for my brother on the speaker. And Darin says, "Would you do this for me? Would you do this for this league? Would you announce?" I'm like, stunned. I was shocked. I said, "Gosh, I don't know." I said, "Okay." My son, I said, "All right." So the championship game, playoffs come, and there I am with my little Galaxy S6 phone, holding it in my hand. No microphones or nothing. And it's out there. Go on the YouTube channel and look up 2018 Seahawks. You'll see it. TJ Bothall. One of my favorite clips ever. One of my favorite scenes at Upward. There were a couple. The number one was Christopher Ween mauling his own player. 2019 championship game. What was that kid's name? I can't remember. The little guy. In a heated game, his own player gets it. Micah Stauffer. Ween just mauls him, his own player, and takes the ball from him because he could not afford to give up another basket. That was one of my greatest scenes that I remember. But Ronan Casey's bringing the ball up. I wish I could get this browser feature to work. Ronan's bringing the ball up. 2018, 6th grade. Josh Bothall, 4th grader. TJ's so passionate. Right into the camera, my little S6, Galaxy S6, championship game, garden spot. And TJ's like, "Come on, Josh. You got this guy. You're one-on-one with this guy. Let's see what you got." Just one of the greatest scenes ever. One-on-one with, "No screens, Josh. You got this guy. What do you got?" That's how passionate TJ is. And you just got to love it. I mean, nothing really happened special there, but the fact that him and Josh, or Ronan and Josh, face to face, actually became teammates. What was it, last year? On the Cougars, Conestoga Christian High School. Josh and Ronan on the same team. Josh 9th grade, Ronan 10th. How about that for a turnout? But the Seahawks went on to go perfect that year. Chick Coles. Incredible. Welcome to the very first Stream with Purpose podcast. I'm just babbling away here. Getting ready for Championship Saturday tomorrow. Figure I'd just come out and keep the fun going. Talk about anything, everything. Get some updates. Let's see. Coach Stark. Do we have a Coach Stark? Let's see. I texted him. Trying to get some updates here. Coach Stark did not answer. So as far as injuries, tomorrow you got Isaiah Lapp with the broken foot. who is going to play. I have not heard that officially. But Coach Babb, all signs are he's playing. Have you guys been watching the same replay all this time? 2021 Sixers. So your injuries are going to be Lap in the boys 7 and 9th. Nicole Torres, twisted ankle, recovering. Joel Fox. Oh my gosh. If Joel Fox hits that layup, they win and they go perfect. I just talk about wanting to have a shot back. That is funny. The 2021 Sixers, boy, one loss. Or no losses, I'm sorry. All wins, one tie. This game was the only tie. No boys 7 and 9 team went perfect. But, folks, that may change tomorrow. That absolutely could change tomorrow. I mean, think about, what are these highlights here? Eric Stark, he could change all this tomorrow, folks. The Jazz, if they beat the Lakers, and then they can beat Isaiah or the Knicks, that is not going to be easy. Connor Stoltzfus and the Knicks tomorrow, they are so hungry. That is going to be one great game, and I'm not even going to be commentating that game. I will be there with the iPad. I can guarantee you that. I'll be watching a lot of that game, if not all of it. Who else plays at 11? I don't even know. Let me see if I can. I have a screenshot of that. Who plays? What other game am I going to be missing here? 11 o'clock. So it looks like it's only going to be 2 games at 11. That's going to be all the boys 7 and 9. So the 4 boys 7 and 9 games. So I'll maybe pop over and see who's winning the other conference of the boys 7 and 9, but I'm going to be watching a lot of that Knicks Jazz if it gets to that. Yeah, you can't write Isaiah Lap off. You can never. Oh, Coach Babb's joined us. Oh, we got our first official chatter. I just saw it. Coach Babb, our first guest on the Stream with Purpose podcast. Coach Babb, oh, my pleasure. So I don't know if you guys can see what Coach is writing. Coach, you're excited for tomorrow. Coach, how's everybody? What's the morale? You can type your answer there if you want. Or if you want to call, you can call me. And if people want to hear your voice over the phone speaker, or you could just text it out. What? Coach, you're going up against Connor Stoltzfus and a very, very hungry Knick team with a gimpy Isaiah. Coach, you're going to have your hands full tomorrow. Are your boys ready? Are you still out there? I'm texting them. Asking him if his boys are ready. So for those of you who don't know, Coach Babb pretty much is the man responsible for Upward as it is today. Oh, you're still with us, Coach Babb. Great. Oh, the morale's really high, he says. Oh, so we don't even know if Isaiah's playing at this point. Okay, so we don't know if Isaiah Lapp is going to play. I mean, you would think he is going to suit up and try. whether he's going to make it through the whole game, whether he's not going to be 100% or it's going to be questionable. I mean, look, with Isaiah Lapp on the floor, that's a whole different Sixer team than what we've seen the last couple weeks. So you certainly can't write the Sixers off. Yes, you will be an underdog if everyone is there. But I don't know if you guys have seen the underdog video I put out there. I wish the browser worked. I really do. I put an underdog video of Jason Kelsey talking about what an underdog is. Do we have any replays? I'm trying to get some replays here from and Jason Kelsey, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, he said an underdog is a hungry dog. And hungry dogs run faster. That's what he said, Coach. So if that's the truth, then the Sixers could be right in the hunt. Who do we have here? Celtics and Nuggets. I mean, Coach, you got a team full of chemistry, no doubt about it. Jariah is going to need to really step up. All your boys, I'm not just going to say him. Every one of your boys, the Rimmerts are going to have to play out of their mind. Oh, no. Do not tell me that, Coach. No. Oh, that is devastating. That the Rimmer brothers will not be there. That is, oh man, that's tough. Well, the good thing about this, if there is something good about them not being there, so if you think about it, Isaiah hurt, no Rimmer brothers. If you're the Knicks, you're Connor Stoltzfus in the Knicks, how up are you going to be? You know what I mean? They're not going to be playing at 150%. You don't think. If they were playing your full lineup, then it'd be a different story. But without the Rimmerts and without Isaiah, if they get out to a lead, a big lead, it is so easy to let your guard down. And that can be dangerous. That's when a team with Isaiah Lapp on it could mount a comeback. If Jariah and Isaiah catch fire and you catch them with their guard down, or somebody gets in foul trouble, you never know what can happen. Obviously, you'd like to have the Rimmer brothers there. I mean, they are just two sensational kids. They are just great shooters, great players. Andrew, and they play with such passion. I love Ben Rimmer. I watched him when he was on Brian Schaefer's Lions a couple years ago. So, Coach, answer me this. If you win this, they're not going to be there at all? Like, not even if you advance? Or is it just for that one game they can't be there? If you make it to the championship, would the Rimmer brothers be able to make it? Oh, yeah. They got their speed. Andrew is fabulous, hustler, all around great. Ben Rimmer is just, he's sensational. There's, to lose two players like that, of course, it's hard on a team. But you still got loads of talent, and you got last year's regular season MVP. So, but he's hurt. Man, this could be like a fairy tale ending. Look, nobody thought Luke Harding was going to win the championship last year. Nobody thought. Oh, so if you do make it to the championship, they may be able to make it to the game. Well, that is huge. Now all you have to do is beat Connor Stoltzfus and the Knicks. Yeah, easier said than done. That's not your first game, is it? I think it is. My goodness. Coach, for you to win this championship, you got to go through Connor Stoltzfus and the Knicks at 9 a.m. Or is that 9 a.m.? And then you're going to have to play, most likely, the Jazz. And that's just to get to the championship. Now, the Lakers could do you a big favor. If Damian Parry shoots like he did in that first quarter, and if he can keep that up, and Maxwell and Horst, if the Lakers shock the world like Holly Holm did against Ronda Rousey, if you shock the world, then you got to beat the Lakers to get to the championship. So many possibilities tomorrow. And then you get the Rimmer brothers possibly. But if you look at the other side, so where is the image I had up here? Is this the boys 7-9 here? So if we look at this, Coach, the Celtics, Nuggets, Warriors, Grizzlies. One of those four teams are going to be in the championship. You think about that, Coach, it's wide open. You get to the championship, and you could beat any one of those four teams. So your goal is to survive round one. If you survive round one, and the Lakers could do you a big favor, I don't think you're beating the Jazz without them too. That's very unlikely. I'm not saying it can't be done. Very unlikely. You need the Lakers to do you a favor. Damian Parry, you take care of the Jazz for Coach Babb. Of course, Coach Stark won't like that. Well, it's going to be a great championship Saturday. So there you have it, folks. We wrapped it all up for you. I've given you some insight. Coach Babb, thank you for joining my very first Stream with Purpose podcast. And I'll be there hopefully 7 to 7:30. I'm going to take Anne Marie's iPad, go live, walk around. I'm going to film Mitch's game, the Cavaliers. So I will be in the old gym from 8 to 9. I'm not going to be commentating, nothing like that. And then I'll be floating around from 9 to 10. And then hopefully at 10 o'clock somebody can film the Cavaliers and just film it. No announcing, nothing like fancy. I'm not setting any computer equipment up. That's all going to be up in the press booth. I'll be floating around. I'd love to see the Huskies game at 10 if I can. And then the 11 o'clock hour. Wow. It could be Jazz Sixers. It could be Jazz Knicks. It could be the Lakers and the Sixers at 11. Most likely you're looking at the Celtics Warriors. But you're not going to write off Chase Gwaltney and Gabe Hoover. No way. And Chick Coles, your defending coach, championship coach. So Celtics, Grizzlies. And who knows, with Mason Montefort and the Nuggets, look at what TJ Botall did last year. Knocked off Patrick Casey's Pistons. A 7th seed took down the 2nd seed. And that's what the Nuggets exactly are faced with, 2nd seed Celtics. So if Mason Montefort, you never can count his team out. Folks, it's going to be one incredible day. So, let me just say a quick prayer for tomorrow before I sign off. Father, first of all, we want to thank you for this amazing organization. The Upward organization, Father, has your name written all over it. So thank you, Lord. Thank you for bringing this into my life and many other lives. Thank you for all the volunteers, all the relationships that have happened, all the kids, the parents taking the time to drive their kids, all the people make the league possible, Father. Thank you for all of them. Give everybody strength and give everybody wisdom and keep this league thriving, keep the kingdom growing and these kids developing. Keep touching lives, but bless everybody tomorrow, that we have fun, that we understand the real meaning behind this league, that everybody can stay calm, not let things get out of hand, and just keep your hand over this league moving forward, and just bless everyone that made this league possible. In your son's name we pray. Amen. Well, that is going to end the very first Stream with Purpose podcast. If you're seeing the replay on this, let me know what you think. Let me know if you would like to see this during the week of the regular season, maybe a recap. I certainly was not prepared. I didn't prepare any material for this, so I know it was pretty bad. But Coach Bab, thanks again. Good luck to everybody playing tomorrow. And remember, guys, play with purpose. If you're seeing this before Championship Saturday, keep the tempers cool. Winning, losing, okay. But there's a bigger purpose behind this, so remember that. It's all in good fun to grow the kingdom, guys. All right, Jeff Russell signing off, and we'll see you there tomorrow.